Wildlife photography is difficult. There is so few opportunities and so much to think about in absolutely no time. You see, wildlife doesn't give us time to think and plan. It's not like studio photography. You have split seconds to put into practice a lot of patience. So today I'm going to be giving you my top tips to getting that good wildlife photo every time. And if you follow these steps, you should be getting a good wildlife photo every time. And if not, you're not trying hard enough. That's a joke. Obviously, it takes patience and practice and commitment. But I hope these tips help. And so without further ado, let's see what I have to say. My first tip to taking good wildlife photos is to be discreet. You see, I'm wearing green and a blacky blue, just very subtle colours, and as you can see, I blend in with the trees around me very well. Furthermore, if you want to be even more discreet, you can crouch down on the ground, like so. It's all about making your profile as the human, as the photographer, as small as possible. That way you're less intimidating and less noticeable to the wildlife. And another way to increase your chances of getting a wildlife photo is to come out at a time of day when there is more wildlife. Now it's 9 o'clock and it's in the winter, meaning we are in the golden hour. That is the perfect time for shooting because one, it's more quiet, there's less people out, so the wildlife are less disturbed, and the lighting is incredible for getting good wildlife photos. I like to look at it that if there's still dew on the grass, then you're doing good. Dewy grass means it's early in the morning, and there is tons of it here. You probably can't see on this camera, but there is tons of dew all over this field. When doing wildlife photography, you can't act as if you're in a studio. You can't have the perfect settings because you're in a wild environment. Your settings are not going to be perfect for getting that totally clean image. What you're going to have to focus on is freezing the action of the wildlife. And so my first tip, which isn't just getting ready tips, when it comes to actually taking the photo, is to use a fast enough shutter speed. When it comes to wildlife photography, that is one of the main things that I think about, and I use a minimum of double the focal length as a shutter speed. So this camera is currently on 75mm, meaning I will use a shutter speed minimum of 150. There are exceptions for when you get professional, but if you're starting out or you're in a circumstance where you need to get that photo, that is the best rule to apply to get a good wildlife photo every time. Oh, it reeks. I don't know if you can see, there's like a ditch down in water. It's like green water. I don't know what's going on there, but whew, wow, that is vile. The next camera setting that I worry about is aperture, and generally speaking, I have it on the lowest aperture the camera can manage. That gives you the shallowest depth of field, so you get the nice blurry backgrounds, and it also lets in the most light, compensating for the higher shutter speed. Sometimes, however, if the bird or animal is moving, or if you're shooting against a clear white sky, you would increase the aperture because that will remove the chromatic aberration from the sky, and if the animal is moving fast, it'll give you a wider depth of field so the animal doesn't move out of the shallow depth of field. And the last camera setting that you need to think about is the ISO, and for me, I just put the ISO on automatic. I have a max of 6400, so the ISO doesn't go too high that there's no point in taking the photo in the first place. But the camera will decide the ISO for me, because with wildlife photography, you only have so much time to actually take the photo. Meaning that if it does the ISO for you, at least you have time to think about the shutter speed and the aperture, so you can still get the best photo without having to think about the ISO as well. Now there are many more settings which can help you out even more, such as back button focus or continuous autofocus. There's so many features in a camera that can help you with wildlife photography, but today we are covering the relative basics because this is kind of a beginner's guide to getting a good wildlife photo every time. I just thought I'd clarify that now. If you want to see more, then like and subscribe, comment down below any questions, and I'm sure I will make a part 2 of this video for more advanced wildlife photography. So now we've covered quite a lot. We've covered what you're going to wear, when you're going to go out, and how you're going to have your settings on the camera. So now all you need to do is wait for wildlife. Now, the longer you do wildlife photography for, the more you'll learn about wildlife behavior, and observing and thinking about how the animal will behave will definitely help with your wildlife photography. Ultimately, the more time you spend out with wildlife, the more you'll get in tune with wildlife. All you can do is spend time. When it comes to wildlife photography, you need patience, you need commitment, you need to be willing to go out and spend the time with the wildlife. And I promise you, even if you don't try, even if all you do is watch some geese flying behind me, nice and noisy, if all you do is watch the wildlife and observe how they behave, you're still going to pick up and get in sync with them. Listen out for the wildlife, listen for their calls, watch their behaviors, watch how they interact, and watch how they react to you, because learning what you can do, learning the limits that you can push yourself to without scaring them away, is amazing. It means that you can know whether you can get closer or not, whether you can be loud or not, whether you can move yourself to a better angle or not. Learning all these things is something you can only do by going out and experiencing wildlife. Now I hope the lighting in today's video is alright. I can't really see what it looks like, so I'll only know when I get home and edit, and I feel like there's a lot of contrast because of the sun and because it is the golden hour. I hope you've enjoyed today's video and learned something. I've told you my top tips. I've given you my beginner's guide to becoming a great wildlife photographer. And if you are willing to put in the time and the commitment, then you will become a great wildlife photographer. If you learned something or have any questions, put it in the comments down below and check the links in the description to my Instagram, my shop, and my website. Thanks for watching, and I will see you in the next one.